Hey everybody, welcome to the clinic. I just wanted to give you guys a quick look. Dun, dun, dun. Got some big bright windows. My name is Ian. I have been a physical therapist going on 18 years, and I just wanted to start making some videos for you guys to help out with different types of pain. The video that's coming up is all about trigger finger, just how to treat it. There's some options for taking care of it yourself before you have to think about going on to some crazy expensive surgeries and things like that. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you guys where I'm at and say hello before we dig in. And there it is. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Garage PT. Shameless plug of the logo here right up my nose. Today I just want to talk to you guys about trigger finger. Trigger finger happens when your tendon gets inflamed, the tendon that runs all the way to the tips of the fingers and all the way down through here, runs down across the wrist and then to the muscle belly in the forearm. If you get really tight through here, or you do a lot of repetitive gripping activities, squeezing too hard is a big one. I had it when I was younger doing construction, just hanging on to concrete vibrating drills, and those things, if the drill bits get kind of old, you have to hold on to them for a long time and like be drilling away. Get done with it, and then all of a sudden your finger just wants to get stuck in position when you try to release it. So if you have that kind of catch and it just won't come from an unlocked position here, sometimes people have to actually release it and pull it to get it to come out. That's when it's getting a little bit more severe. But if you notice that it's starting to get caught, you can take care of it pretty early on. And there's a few different techniques, and that's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I would start with the process of getting the forearm nice and warm. So applying a big heat pack through there, actually through the forearm, not through the hand. This is an issue of inflammation. When the tendon sheath gets inflamed, it gets kind of caught, and then it just won't slide through the groove that it's supposed to be sliding through. So this part we're gonna end up icing a little bit later, but you hit this with heat first. I would put heat on the forearm for about 10 minutes and then go through the process of massaging through that material. And that's what I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can operate this darn thing. There we go. So there's your little hand roller. This is awesome. I'll put a link so you can purchase something like this. This one looks like I'm plugging TheraBand on this, but there are a lot of options. Isn't too critical on which one, but I'll show you my favorite one in the links. I like to brace it so I can just hold it through there, and then I'm going to massage that underside of the forearm. That's where the muscles are that really contract. So I want to scrub through here. So I'm going to push through almost like a steamroller, right? Nice and slow. And you can see what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the angles that I come through and massage on. And I really want to just tenderize that meat, right? I mean, we're looking at muscle tissue that we're just loosening up. It does create a little bit of warmth in there too, but you will already be warm from your heat packing, and then you'll be good to go. Spend probably about 2 or 3 minutes in different areas, explore all the tight spots. You can get the back side of the forearm too and try to scrub through there, and that's just fine. You might find a couple tight points on that as well. There are other tools you can use. Lacrosse ball can be fairly effective. If I was going to use that, I'd put it up against a wall. So if this hand's the wall, I'll be standing probably with the elbow at the side and just scrubbing through that thing, trying to get a little bit of release through the same tissue. Another option, this is just a little funky wood dowel. I love this thing. It's a Dr. Scholl's plantar massager, and it was $1 back in like 1921, and I got that from a physician that had retired. But you know, it's nice and smooth. You can push through all that material there. It gets a nice deep massage going. I try to avoid the tendons, so I'm not massaging. You might have noticed I'm not really digging all the way up through the top of the forearm. The muscle stops right about here, so really just the fattest part, and you'll feel it, that it changes to tendons through there. Once again, just pushing, holding, lots of different techniques you can use massage-wise, trigger pointing, but just try to get it nice and loose. Once you're loose, we go into stretch mode. So that tendon, as I said, runs all the way through here. So to elongate that, you want to pull that digit down, extend through, really big backward stretch. And I'm hanging onto that fingertip, really trying to bend it and extend it forward. Looks like that. Extend it backwards. I can hook it so I don't have to hold it. And I can feel that stretch all the way through here. I do want that wrist bent. and that finger to come back as far as I can get it. I can go a little further than that if I push it. Stretch holds can be anywhere from 30 seconds up to 2 minutes, so I like to hold that for 2 minutes to really get it to loosen up. The amount of force that I'm using is probably somewhere in the 50 to 75% range. What I don't want is to have it be painful while I'm really doing it. So, non-painful held stretch. Once you hit your 2 minutes, just make sure everything's fine, wiggle it all out, and then go again. Try to get 3 of those in a row. Sometimes if you extend, put your thumb right on the back of that joint and push up a little, you'll feel that extra stretch come through. Deep breathing can help. The deep exhalation will shut down some of the nerves to the muscles, allowing it to relax a little bit more. Let's say that was 2 minutes. Same thing, just unfold, make sure it's all good, wiggle it out, and then do that one more time so you get that 3rd set. You can also scrape. I've seen quite a few videos where you're scraping through along the edges of the tendon, and you can do that if you're really thinking there's some scar tissue in there. I would be careful with that if it's early stages and you're just having a little bit of stuck finger. I wouldn't want to inflame that tendon a whole lot more. So maybe some stretching and icing would be more appropriate at that stage. If you're further along and you're really getting locked up, sure, get in there and break that scar tissue loose. This is called a jade blade. Again, I'll set some links up, but something like that with a lot of little interesting features, shapes. The edges have different widths on them all the way around it. You can't really see that on the video, but that's my wide side, and then we get a little bit more of a thin, sharp edge over here. But lots of cool pieces on it where you can get right in next to the tendon on each side of it. I wouldn't go up and down the tendon itself usually. I'm going to come in on the edges, maybe a little bit of scrape across the top to try to release it. But that usually can be pretty effective. Probably again 2-3 minutes on that. If it really is adhesed in there, you're going to want to heat that up first as well, so you could extend that heat pack up onto that, then do your scraping routine. Yeah, you can even scrape up in the forearm. I usually go right after the deep muscle instead of the stuff on top in the skin, which is what this is getting. This is more effective when you're getting right in next to your tendon. So we'll assume we did a couple minutes on that, and then you can go ahead and cool that sucker off. So when I cool it off, let me show you here. That is an ice cup. Just making sure there are no sharp edges on it. This one's been used once before. But yeah, just raw ice and apply, right? So we're going right along the line of that tendon again. I can go all over it in this case, and I'm going to extend from about the mid-range base of the finger, that last knuckle, and extend down towards the carpal tunnel, which is that little space right there. Go a little higher, a little lower if you want, but keep that ice moving. Ice massage is super effective. You can probably see it dripping and melting a little bit. That's what makes it effective. It's called evaporative cooling. As it melts, skin temperature decreases even further. The cold penetrates in super deep and then can decrease that inflammation surrounding that tendon. Once you've got the tissue cooled down, then it's just about protecting it. There are different ways you can protect this thing from going back into a curled position. When you're sleeping at night, there are some braces you can wear. I can throw some links on for Velcro style braces. You can also have made for you a ring splint made to size that will keep you in an extended position through the night and even through the day. You can also just go old school and use some tape. I've seen somebody even use Band-Aids before, but the idea is that you want to bridge the back of this so that it stays nice and neutral. So I just have half of that roll going. When you put that on, don't go too tight. Try to keep it flat. You don't want too many wrinkles in it. And you may be able to see I'm going to cross over the joint backwards this way. Kind of tough with so many fingers in the way. Going around one more time. Don't strangle yourself. I take the tension off as I come around. just laying it on, crisscrossing a little bit, and that's about all. Looks something like that. Now if I try to bend that finger, it's not really going anywhere. We're going to bend from down below, which is going to keep that a little more extended. You can still stretch with it on. I'd suggest you stretch with those 2-minute stretches about 3 times a day. Best if you warm up a little bit before you stretch, but not 100% necessary. The icing that I had you guys do, that's up to 3 times in a day, and that is super important if you're really having some inflammation along that thing. You know, if this isn't cutting it and you're still working too hard, your inflammation is probably going to come back. The next stages from an orthopedic standpoint are typically to hit it with a cortisone shot. Not my preference. That tends to spread out all over your body. It's big, strong anti-inflammatory, but perhaps that could work. And then the big Mac Daddy is to go in there and do a surgery to release the catch point where the tendon isn't coming. Hey, just want to say thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps you out and helps you to recover from your trigger finger. And yeah, thanks for listening to Garage PT. Bye.